I've shown this clip before, but it seems to be working well. This is a man called Dominic Campbell. He originally worked in local government, but he now says he's the work director at Future Gov, and the industry is government and military, and he's into change management. And this is his number 2, Carrie Bishop. This is her website. I haven't fiddled around with it. She says she's a nosy Parker interested in social change and trainers. Okay? Now, what's the significance of these two? Listen to what this man talks about.
I'm going to do that very uncool TED thing of saying, this is really exciting for me to do this. You don't often hear that at the beginning of TED videos, but I think you should a bit more. So I'm going to talk to you about some of the work that we do. My name's Dominic Campbell. I run a small firm called Future Gov, and I'm lucky enough to work with a small gang of cool people who are really interested in how we can use technology and the web to transform government and politics. This is my personal story. This is where I started 9 years ago. Very, very classic local government story. That's Barnet Town Hall in North London. Doesn't look like the hotbed of innovation and disruption. So this is also me. The other side of my life is my web obsession, and in particular Twitter. And the last two slides are really the foundation of my career and the foundation of Future Gov, and also me being lucky enough to be part of this movement that's now often called Gov 2.0, Government 2.0, building on how do you transform the web, government using Web 2.0 technologies. So Twitter has been pretty fundamental to why I'm here tonight in so many ways, which I can't really go into because there's so many of them, but it's fascinating just from a personal journey how disruptive to my life this disruptive technology has been to actually take me out of being in the back office of a town hall in North London to suddenly being here 3 years later is phenomenal. What is the kind of culture that we're all striving for? What is the new world that we're pushing for? So I think that we're at a point now where you're either with us or you're against us. Or are we actually going to transform government into something entirely different? I think the really crucial thing is that we're pushing from two sides. So on the one hand, we need to be disrupting from the inside of government. Disrupting from the inside of government. They're the ones who are creating parallel structures. Carrie Bishop, who I'm honoured to work with, who's a great colleague, she talks about parallel structures where you're not destroying the system with this technology, you're just creating an entirely new system. Just using the web to create new structures for yourself. So normally where there's bright colours and shiny logos like these, you've normally stumbled into a place where social innovators are trying to do something new and creative and interesting. And all I will say to finish is just to encourage you to join us now as a militant optimist, get on the web, get creative and get going. So thank you very much.
Right. That guy's a change agent. And he's telling you what they're doing, disrupting from the inside. And that's why nothing works. NHS, hospitals have trouble. They've got people like this in, deliberately disrupting and destabilising. Because if you've got a big organisation, particularly something as big as the NHS, and you want to change it, you want to privatise it, you've got to shake it so that nobody knows what's going on. And he's telling you, you're either with us or you're against us. He's talking about militant, he's talking about disrupting from the inside. And once you see these people, it's obvious what's going on. And we flagged up, of course, Julia Middleton, Chief Executive of Common Purpose, because her team are change agents. Yeah, the people who are Common Purpose trained, these are the change agents and disruptors. And of course, she's been organising inside deals with Francis Maud. Yeah? So... Right, basically, David Bell, the man linked back to the Leveson inquiry, sat in a meeting where he was organising for his charity to train the top 200 civil servants. And when we've asked for the documents, this man, who boasts transparency, doesn't want to give them to us, because, of course, the moment you've got those documents, you can see exactly what disruption is going on. You won't see much of this, but that was a double-page spread in a copy of the column, which we're going to sort of blow up. But we're showing, here's Cameron, here's Maud, here's Julia Middleton, Gus O'Donnell was head of the civil service. This is Jeff Mulgan of Demos. So that's a Marxist organisation. And these people working together with this man, Oliver Willier, a Frenchman, and he's an expert in behavioural change and manipulation. So they were holding meetings, and that's what we got a sniff of. So we asked for documents about the meetings these people were having, where they were discussing how to change the way we think and behave. Right? So the disruptors disrupt, and these people are working on how they play around with our minds. Keep calm and carry on, of course. And I'm just rushing on here. Right, we've got to get rid of these people. And that's what I wanted to focus on, because a lot of the talk is about what's there. It's all nasty, the economic system's collapsing, we got the contrails there doing stuff with the water supply. What can we do? Well, I think the first thing we've got to do is concentrate on this country, right? We can't help the Americans directly. Americans going to sort out the Americans are going to sort America out. We need to concentrate on this country. And we apply a bit of Agenda 21, which is what? What's the motto from Agenda 21? Think globally, act locally, right? So what we need to do is Saul Alinsky, but within our local communities. If you can explain to people in your hospital why they're having such a problem, then we start to take the hospital back. A lady came in to see me last week, said that she'd been sort of following what I've been doing for several years, quite a few actually, and I said, well, what do you think? And she said, well, as far as I'm concerned, Plymouth is now run by these people. And she said, I know where the money's gone. She'd worked for the Inland Revenue. She said, I know where the money's gone. I see what's going on in this city. It's being controlled by these people. But once you can see them, it's like woodworm, isn't it? Once you see the first little, oh my goodness, they're all over the place. So what we've got to do is personalise it. If you've got an area of government that's not going right, we need to be talking about the minister concerned, the NHS official. Yeah, personalise it.
Right,